I don't usually cover fake stories of magical beings, but this thing is kinda real. This phenomenon has many names, like Ghost Light, Will-o'-the-Wisp, Naga Fireball, Phantom Light, and many other nicknames. What is this creepy fire and why it was and still could be dangerous to humans? Let's find out. Imagine this. You are some sort of a peasant in medieval times and you are walking through the forest. Thankfully, this evening's sky is clear and the moon is big, enough to punch through the dense woods. You are a bit weary though of the place, since there could be bandits and vicious wolves out there, but this road usually is kind to its travelers. However, moonlight starts to dim as clouds gather and you are pretty much left in a pitch black darkness in the middle of the forest. Your eyes start to adapt to the gloom and you begin to see a strange light dancing not more than 50 meters away from you. Instead of running after it like a typical peasant would, you remember that you have watched Mr. Slav video about these lights and you remain standing where you are. Finally, moonlight comes back and you can safely again follow the path to the nearest town. You also vow to yourself that next time you will take a lantern with you. What the hell was that strange light? Why we shouldn't follow it? Let's begin with the fact that these strange lights have been seen all over the world. For example, in Europe people believed that these flames may have been souls of unbaptized stillborn children trying to lead travelers to water in the hope of being baptized. Some countries thought that there was some sort of a treasure which could only be accessed if the light observer was quick enough to close upon the fire while it was still burning. Some also even used weird stuff like real dead man's hand to uncover the treasure. But many other countries have different approach to this weird apparition, which I may remind you is totally real. What I find amazing is that even though these tales originated from nations which are thousands of kilometers apart, they tell the similar story. Do not follow the light. In Asia, for example, it was believed that these lights are malevolent and could lead people into marsh, bog or a swamp, make them crazy and may even lead people to drowning. Even in Britain, which is quite far away from Asia, people believed that these lights are small goblin-like fairies that mischievously leads lone travelers off the beaten path at night. As the traveler follows this burning being through the marsh or a bog, the fire is extinguished, leaving people lost in the darkness. Also, sometimes the light seems to recede as if it was trying to lead unaware travelers to their doom. Mr. Slav, we need answers. Okay, let's explain this. People from old times were not dumb, and some folks, like for example Ludwig Lavoisier in 1596, had a theory that these lights may have been caused by natural gases. Then about 170 years passed and another guy, Alessandro Volta, added something new to the theory. He found the main gas to be methane and also believed that they got ignited by lightning. By the way, gases in marshes are a common thing, especially methane gas. Deep down, swamps have little to no oxygen and microorganisms love that. So they break down biodegradable material and generate various chemicals, including flammable methane. Spoiler alert, bacteria in our guts also produce methane in a form called fart. Methane, together with other chemicals, escape bogs and rises to the top. Could it be that people who were seduced by these phantom lights wandered into the bog and disturbed the trapped methane, which could have caused balance problems, numbness, and could make people lose their consciousness? Probably not likely, due to open space and a small amount of gases. Okay, so we know that swamp gas feeds these mythical fires. But we still are left with few unknown things. How they ignite magically, why they go out as soon as we approach them, or why they even start moving away, as if they are playing catch me if you can. Well, movement could be explained simply by the fact that when people step in the marsh, they may agitate the gases, making fire go out or create a new path for methane to escape, a new path of gases possibly followed by the mysterious flame. It also can be a situation where person tries to run away from the flame, but the ghost light starts following the person due to movement of the air behind, basically chasing the poor wanderer. Some people have seen these lights move on their own, resembling someone walking with a lantern. In 1832, Louis Blasson observed ghost lights multiple times in the forest of Gorbitz, Neumark, Germany. He noted that marsh water was covered by a iridescent layer which was continuously breached by bubbles, meaning gases were escaping deeper layers. Some of these gases were lit and had a bluish-purple color, which is the usual description of marsh lights, but colors may differ in different marshes because of chemical composition and spectators' perception due to low visibility in darkness. Louis also was dismayed when the flames ran away from him every time he tried to approach them, just like chicks at the club. After many times, he succeeded of closing in on one and confirmed that these lights were indeed caused by the gas. You can see in this video how this woman collected swamp gas into bottles and lit them up, but it still doesn't look like swamp fire. Later, I'm not sure if it was the same guy, but in Poland, someone found these flames and tried lighting wood shavings and paper, but unsuccessfully. It took more than 100 of years to uncover even more secrets. In the 1980s, a British geologist tried recreating similar fire in a lab. Apparently, the reason why these flames didn't light paper is that they are quite cold, meaning that their temperature is below 400 Celsius or 750 Fahrenheit. While simple candle flame, for example, can be more than 1000 Celsius or 1800 Fahrenheit. Because cold flame is barely burning, it is very dim and difficult to observe, especially in daylight. So it happens that they show up in the night, the creepier part of the day. Such light can be created by mixing phosphine with air and nitrogen. But who lights the damn fire though? Well, during organic decay when phosphine, diphosphine and methane are released, phosphine and diphosphine on contact with oxygen can spontaneously ignite and set more abundant methane on fire. So how dangerous it is today? If you were invited by a blue dim light, just keep away, because you may be lured into a swamp or even into a peat bog, which is extremely dangerous. Why? Well, if you fell into a bog, you would have trouble swimming and moving. Also, there would be a slim chance to grab on something to pull yourself out of the thing. After exhaustion, you would start feeling your body slowly sinking into the depths of a rotting chasm. If you get trapped into a peat bog, you will be forever encased and preserved for future discoveries due to presence of tannic acids, low oxygen and low temperature. By saying preserved, that means your hair and skin, but not bones, since they would slowly melt due to acidity. Maybe some of the ancient bodies found in the bogs where people will follow the ghost light away from the path and into a bog, never to be seen again. A YouTuber, GeoWizard, was attempting to cross a relatively small peat bog and almost died.
That's going over there. Get up! Get up! Come on, grab onto the side. I think I'm safe now.
Also, walking in a warm climate swamps can get you some weird diseases like schistosomiasis. However, today people rarely encounter phantom lights due to the decline of marshes. We drain these things in order to reclaim land and create new farmlands. I think ghost lights are very fascinating because, unlike many other folk monsters, they are proven to be real and can be explained with science. Not only that, but they also can be dangerous. Such phenomena also act like some sort of evil mythological creature, where it appears at night, lures travelers away from path into dangerous areas, runs away or starts to follow people and disappears when you approach them.
This way.